Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC continue to rock the country's waves, with a section of leaders warning of mass protest in 2025 if the electoral body will not have been constituted. And as Mike Kaguongo reports, the leaders now say IEBC commissioners need to be appointed immediately to start preparing for the 2027 general election and the delimitation of boundaries ahead of the polls.
Kenyans have now joined members of parliament over onslaught against the government's delay to reconstitute the electoral body. Opposition leaders have read malice in the delay, arguing that commissioners ought to have been appointed immediately after the lapse of the tenure of those who left the commission to start preparing for the 2027 general election. The delimitation of boundaries must be done ahead of the polls.
So every single day we are walking into a constitutional crisis. Na waomba nyinyi kanisa pia ogeeni mambo ya IEBC hata kutuliko sisi.
Saboti Member of Parliament Caleb Amisi says the lack of an electoral commission was a disservice to the democratic foundation of the country, warning of mass protests in 2025 if the electoral body will not have been constituted.
The people of Kenya can air out on the streets, and that's why I said in February, if there is no IEBC, if it is Kalonzo, the people of Kenya must demonstrate against Kalonzo. If the issue is because of parliament, the people of Kenya must demonstrate against the parliament. If the delay of reconstitution of IEBC is because of the president, the people of Kenya must demonstrate against President Ruto. And if the delay is against Raila Odinga or somebody else, or Azimio or ODM, the people of Kenya shall demonstrate against those individuals.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has since declared vacancies in Ugunja, Banisa and Magarini constituencies, paving the way for by-elections. At least 7 wards are also yet to be represented. The Supreme Court nullified the August 9, 2022 election of Magarini Member of Parliament Harrison Kombe after Justices Smokin Wanjala, Njoki Ndongo and Mohamed Ibrahim found that Kombe, who ran on an ODM ticket, engaged in ballot stuffing and altering of the election results. Banisa constituency's seat became vacant after MP Kulo Malim Hassan passed away in March last year after sustaining injuries in a motorbike accident. Ugunja constituency was declared vacant following the appointment of Opiyo Wandayi as Cabinet Secretary for Energy.
They have a right to be represented, and if they don't have their own in there, then they're not being represented. In case there's anything, we hear, or rather we see the president meeting people. So what about those whose constituencies don't have a representative? That means they're missing out.
The people want to remove a non-performing leader. The only way to remove is by IEBC. If you want to recall a leader, you need the authority of the IEBC, and the process of the IEBC must take center stage.
However, IEBC is yet to be fully reconstituted after key members, including the term of former chairperson Wafula Chebukati, ended, while his deputy Juliana Cherera and other top commissioners resigned. Amisi said the country is counting disaster by not having a properly constituted electoral body and urged the government to do everything possible to ensure the IEBC commissioners are in place as a matter of priority.
If there is any individual, institution, or a party standing against the constitution of the people of the IEBC, we will go down the annals of history as the impediment, the biggest letdown, and the bottleneck of our Kenyan democracy. And the history will judge him harshly. Kenyan people will judge him harshly.
Kenyans have, however, warned that the country risks plunging into a crisis as IEBC was behind schedule in the delimitation of boundaries. Mike Kaguongo, TV 47, Nairobi.